Hi, meteorologist Chris Tomer. Let's talk mountain weather and ski conditions. This is the On the Snow Before You Go forecast. We're going to start off with the totals for the season as of today. At the top of the list, if you can't see it, that is Jackson Hole up there with 486. And we are going to add to Jackson Hole. We're going to add to Grand Targhee, Alta, and these other places on the list over the next 5 days. We've still got one good storm system that'll cross the Intermountain West and potentially two for the Pacific Northwest. So let's see, Alta's at 419, Whistler at 407. We'll add to that for sure. Revelstoke's at 355. You can see the other places on the list of note. Telluride up to 234. The Loveland Ski Area 220 and Vail at 212. Certainly all these places. We still need more snowfall in Colorado. We've done some catching up, but we still need a lot more in the state of Colorado. So let's get into the analysis here and the forecast. Here's radar and satellite. One storm system sinking through New Mexico, and that'll be moving away. I think tomorrow will be a great day to ski powder at Taos, Angel Fire, Wolf Creek, Silverton, Telluride, some of those areas as this storm moves away. Then we're going to get a break in the action. You can see the spin up in the Pacific Northwest. That will become that next storm for the Intermountain West that'll set us up for a nice weekend. So overall, looking at the pattern between Wednesday and Sunday, most of the snow will fall in the areas that have shadings here. So where you see the magenta, that's generally a foot or more, and there are a few of those locations. So across the west, a couple of storms for the Pacific Northwest, some very nice totals, and one main storm for the Intermountain West. In the northeast, there are three different storms, but the first two may be mainly rain, unfortunately, and it's that third storm of the bunch that looks to be a little bit colder, and that one would hold the better chances of snow late in the weekend. I'll show you all that coming up in the forecast, but let's take a look at the future radar and the satellite. So watching the storm exit New Mexico and Colorado, and then the next storm comes in from the Pacific Northwest. So we'll move this into the future and look at Thursday morning at 5, drying out across Colorado, New Mexico, but there comes the next wave, the next storm. And at this point, we're looking at snow through Sun Valley, the Tetons, Big Sky, down into, and eventually into parts of the Wasatch. Now, this storm will only brush the Sierra because the storm track is going to move it too quickly and too far to the east to really have a huge impact on California. So then, by the time we get into Friday, snowing in the Wasatch, still snowing up into parts of Wyoming and Big Sky. And then it becomes more of a Colorado storm between Thursday and Friday. It may snow both days in the mountains of Colorado. I mean, we're still looking at some really good additional accumulations through the southern mountains of Colorado. And we'll still get some along I-70 and north, but maybe not as much. I'll show you those totals coming up. So that's Friday. And I'm going to run this all the way out through the weekend so you can kind of see what we've got coming. And then it dries up. By Saturday morning, all of the best accumulations are done. And that's the end of the storm. And we've got this big sort of high pressure dome, big ridge in the jet settling in across the west. So whatever you ski on Saturday, that's going to be it for a little while. Now, by the time we go into Sunday, there's not a lot happening. It's really just a high pressure dome across the west. But you see some action up around Whistler by Sunday and into Banff. That's going to be spilling down. Look at that. By the time we get into Monday morning, that'll start to affect Schweitzer and western Montana, parts of Idaho, and the Pacific Northwest, of course. And then that storm would then race south into next week. But that is next week. So let's take a look at the impact of the snow here. As far as totals go, between today and tomorrow, a lot of it's down in New Mexico and southern Colorado. If you're skiing tomorrow, ski down there, or go up to the Pacific Northwest to Whistler, Baker, Rainier, Stevens Pass. Even Revelstoke would be a great option for tomorrow. We're starting to add some snow into Jackson Hole and Big Sky, Grand Targhee, and of course the Wasatch into Friday morning. Friday, I'd ski one of those places that I just talked about. Because, I mean, we're looking at potentially, 6 to 12 into the Wasatch. Certainly on the lower end of that into Friday morning. We'll continue to add to that during the day. You can see the numbers. Now, between Friday and Saturday, we reach some of the grand totals here. Because, remember, that storm will be drying up and moving away by Saturday morning. So 6 to 12 on the way there. Alta and Snowbird and Solitude down to Park City. Jackson Hole. Look at Big Sky. Nice amount of snow there, 13 inches. We've added some in Colorado by Saturday morning. Look at that, 1 to 2 feet. Silverton, Telluride, down to Wolf Creek between the Thursday and Friday time frame. So And some of that, of course, came with that first storm, so we're just adding on top. That's a nice outlook for Saturday. Now, between Saturday and Sunday, there's not a lot happening. Remember, it's all high pressure, so we'll just keep moving. Now, into Monday, there's that next storm that hits the Pacific Northwest, so the totals in Whistler and Revelstoke and Sunshine Village and Marmot Basin down to Baker and Rainier all continue to go up. That's where you focus between Sunday and Monday. And one last stop. I know I mentioned the Northeast. The first couple storms are going to be rain, but these snow totals would likely come with that third colder storm of the bunch late in the weekend from Sunday into Monday. These are totals by Monday morning. These may be a little bit optimistic. We'll see how strong that last storm of the series becomes, but this would potentially be late in the period. All right, thank you for tuning in here. And again, this is the report for On the Snow, Snow Before You Go forecast. Take care.